皆さん、こんにちは。こんばんは。MLB 翻訳忍者です。本日は2024年1月29日に米国で放送された大谷翔平に関するニュースを3本ご紹介します。先週の BBWAA の授賞式で大谷が言った英語のスピーチが米国の各番組でも大反響中です。各番組では
二刀流をしながらどこに英語を勉強する時間があるんだ。メジャーリーガーが日本でプレーすることも多いけど、彼らは日本語で記者会見をしないよ
といった称賛コメントが多数語られました。それでは少し長い動画になりますが、大谷スピーチに対する反応を日本語字幕付きで3本続けてご覧ください。
Shohei Ohtani addressing the crowd at the BBWAA awards dinner this past weekend did really well. We've got some sound on it. Let's run it.
Thank you, Dusty. I appreciate the introduction and the kind words. BBWAA, thank you for hosting such a great event and always making us feel welcome. To all the writers who voted for me, thank you. This MVP award is very prestigious, and winning this award means the world to me.
Oh, pretty darn good, man.
Yeah, nailed it. I liked when we saw Imanaga too in his intro press conference with the Cubs. So a little English. I know that's not easy to do. I would not be able to do that.
What do you say? Cubs, that was really good.
That was awesome. Yeah. And I think we're all in unison. We want to get to know him more.
I want to hear more.
Let's get a little more Shohei this year. Now you're signed. Pressure's off. You're signed for life. Let's have a good time. Let's have some fun. I think he will open up more because of who he's around.
Well, Mookie and Freddie will get him, get it out of him for sure.
They will. They'll keep that going.
All right, let's move on. The BBWAA Awards were in New York City over the weekend. We got to see a side of Shohei Ohtani that we really haven't been privy to in his 6 seasons in the States. He gave his acceptance speech in English and shouted out his new team.
To the Dodgers organization for believing in me, I'm looking forward to this next phase in my career. To all the fans around the world that support not only me, but Major League Baseball, we thank you and appreciate you.
Awesome. That's awesome. We've seen that throughout the offseason with the guys that have come over from both Japan and Korea, and they have captivated us. And I don't think we are appreciative enough of guys who come over here and learn English and step out on a platform where it can be awfully scary, because I sure as hell know that I wouldn't want to speak Japanese to anybody in the near future.
A lot of people are like, well, he's playing in America and he needs to learn English. It's like, all right, dude, look, I know a lot of guys that went over to Korea and Japan. They don't learn Korean in Japan. They might learn a few words to help them get around, but none of them are taking press conferences speaking Korean or speaking Japanese. So to be able to do that, and the English is a very hard and difficult language to learn. You got to give your applause there.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Really cool to hear. And we haven't heard his voice very much, so it was kind of nice to
hear.
You're
right, dude. You're right.
You know, I like that.
Moving right along. Speaking of nice, add one more box to Shohei Ohtani's dominance of the United States. He's the way the Beatles came over and took over America. Shohei Ohtani is at that level. Baseball Writers Association, their big event where they hand out the awards that they gave off to all the players. Shohei shows up with his dog, who's adorable. I don't know if you've seen that. Shows up with the dog. Dude, he did his entire speech. A fairly lengthy, very professional speech in English. And I can't explain enough. Like, you've played with guys, from the Dominican and from Japan and whatever, and I've worked with them and spoken to them about how difficult that transition is. You're not only you're playing a sport, you're playing it in another country. Add to the fact that Shohei came here with all his hype, and the dude is everything. He's like the Taylor Swift of baseball. Like, he can do no wrong in my mind, and I'm so impressed and appreciative of how hard it must have been for him to do that speech, even though I'm sure he probably practiced the language and everything, but English language is stupid. It's not even close. People have to learn it. It's one of the hardest languages to learn. and he speaks more eloquently than 90% of my Italian family. You know what I mean?
Dude, he did an incredible job, and to come over to this country and learn English. You're right. I think that was one of the things that he, challenged himself, along with just being one of the best pitchers and hitters in the league. So he just challenged himself to learn English in his spare time, Chinch.
Right.
In his spare time, learn English.
And he's not,
right? You know what I mean?
Practicing pitching or hitting. Practicing two jobs.
Incredible. So for Ohtani to be over here and be able to do that, dude, that it's just, yeah, right. You felt very, very respected if you're in the United States listening to Ohtani. Get the MVP award, and he did it in English. Thought it was great.
It was great. And, you don't have to do that because it is easy to just have a translator. I mean, the worst kept secret in the major leagues for years was that Ichiro could speak really good English. It is I'm just so impressed by it because I think it's as impressive as him being a pitcher and a hitter at the same time because it's just he's an impressive human being. It's just an impressive guy.
Yeah, and I think the other point is that where does he find the time? To do what he does, it's so hard to pitch and hit the biggies. There's so much time involved in that it's incredible that he even has the time to do that.
いかがだったでしょうか。まさにアメリカを魅了する大谷といったコメントでしたね。本チャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーに関する現地ニュースを日本語字幕付きでお送りしています。よければチャンネル登録、高評価をよろしくお願いします。また次回の動画でお会いしましょう。